Hi, I'm Jessica Cameron, a scream queen and filmmaker, and you're watching The 13th Wolfman. Ow, ow, ow!
Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. You know who I have with me? God, I love this. I have Jessica Cameron. She's back for I lost count, but she's back. Welcome back to Sit Down, Jessica.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, this is great. You were one of the first interviews we ever did.
Aw,
You know,
I'm
I think
honored.
you're like one of my top 10, when I say top 10, it's like one of the first 10 I ever did. And
Aw.
I remember when you showed up, I was nervous as hell. I
Well,
know
you
Leo
couldn't
can
tell.
attest. Oh no, you could. You go back and watch it.
I thought you were lovely.
But it's just been great. I mean, we've been doing this. I've been doing sit down now for 3 years, and had you back many times. And
Hmm.
I love the relationship that we have. You know, I mean, it's a friendship. You know, but I
Sounds
like
like
the
a good
fact that you
one.
could just yeah, I like the fact that you could just come on and we could talk about the stuff that you're doing and the stuff that you got coming up, and you know,
Thank
let's
you.
let's talk about a little bit of the stuff coming up. I want to know a little bit about the movie Unending. If you can talk about it.
Unending. Yeah, I sure can. It's been my hardest film in post production, no lies. It centers around three different storylines of three different women who are stranded in the same place and time, and they're trying to figure out how to get out. It stars some of my favorite people: Joanna McGinley, Ali Ferda, of course, Heather Dorff, who obviously most of you guys know Heather Dorff, but I'm really excited for you to meet Ali and Joanna, who are just wonderful human beings as well as very talented actors. They're just really, really great. And yeah, it's our struggle to sort of survive. It's really deep. It's really metaphoric. It's probably like my most emotional film that I've ever done. It's much more of like a thriller as opposed to a horror film. So a lot less blood, a lot less gore, simply because the story doesn't need it. It's not required.
Right.
But it's something that's very near and dear to my heart, and goes really deep and is very layered. So right now it's just a matter of finishing post production so that you can actually help it go forward.
That's very cool. So when you say there are three different women stuck in the same place, but it's in three different realms of time.
No, it's all the same time and place. Just the three different women have to try to figure out how to get out of Dodge, essentially.
Okay. Because when you were explaining it, I was thinking three different realms of time, and I was like, that'd be kind of cool. But
That would be, but that
I
is not
see
this movie, unfortunately.
kind of like a cursed spot, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
And you also got we talked about it on a Wicked Horror, but Song of Solomon.
Oh, yes. Song of Solomon is so much fun. I absolutely cannot wait for people to see it. It's directed by Stephen Byra with Unearthed Films. And that being said, it is one of the most vicious, nasty, really, really fun films I've ever seen. It's definitely the best genre, the best independently made exorcism movie I've ever seen. So I'm really excited to bring it to the world. It's such fun.
So when they roll out the buckets of blood, like on some of the movies that you do, are are you excited to be getting covered in all the messiness, or do you kind of like shy away?
You know what? I'm You're never really that excited, right? So it doesn't feel great. Like the actual, because keep in mind it's usually a mixture of caro syrup, sugar, a darkening agent.
Water,
Sometimes
yeah,
it's
yeah.
dish soap, which tastes horrible. Obviously, it's dish soap.
The,
So it
the other
never.
thing I heard was chocolate syrup is what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
use.
Chocolate syrup is very common. That's what I use in mine because I like the density. But either way, it gets really sticky and gooey. And I'm not somebody who, like, if I'm dirty, I want to clean it off. You know what I mean? Even like my makeup, I don't like having a full face of makeup on for more than I have to because I just want it off my face. So for me, it's a little bit of a challenge there too. I love it because I just like love the genre so much. So there is like a fangirl inside of me that says, "Yeah, bring on the blood." But the actual physical act of the blood on your skin after a couple hours, when it's like you're sticking to yourself, You can't sit down anywhere because you're going to transfer blood all over the place. Your hair is matted. You can't, like, if you touch your hair, everything's just going to come off. You know what I mean? So there is like that whole issue as well, which is, part of the job, but definitely not overly exciting.
So it's more like, yay, blood. And you're like, after 15 minutes, you're like, yay, blood.
Exactly.
That's kind of, I mean, I like, it's kind of funny just to me. I've never been on a movie set and dealt with any of that. So I'm the kind of person I'd just be like, okay, let's get it. Let's do it. Let's just, I want to wear a crimson mask,
See, yeah, and it's like, I think it's a little bit easier for men because you don't have all the hair. Although I guess you have facial hair and you have hair your arms and stuff, so that would be a tricky thing. I know, yeah, true. It takes a while, and then you're like, oh my god, do I have 2 hours to spend in the shower? Do we have heavy duty soap?
Yeah, I heard one of the best things to clean it out of your hair was mayonnaise.
I've never tried that. I don't know about
It
that. I
was
don't know how to do the sugar. Honestly, for me, it's just about working all, soap and conditioners in. And there's certainly like heavier work grade soaps that seem to work a little bit better. And then depending upon the prosthetics, you have to have like proper remover.
well. I know that when I was a kid, I got gum stuck in my hair, and that's what we used to get the gum out. So
Oh yeah,
I
well
would
that's
think.
because it actually does something different with gum. It like, I forget how it connects with the gum, but it's a little bit different than with blood as far as I know. Because the gum, it's like the actual gummy part, not the sugar and gum that sticks to your hair. Versus with the blood, it's usually the sugary stuff. And if you're outside, there'll be
So
lots of bugs around you because there's sugar, which is also no fun.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. You and bugs. Yeah, we were.
Yes, right. The least fun part of the job.
I, I know you have no idea about the movie, but I did hear that supposedly Utero is going to come out this year.
Oh, where'd you hear that from?
I read it on like one of the horror news websites.
Oh, well,
You
hold on
know,
though. I think they've made another movie called In Utero, a different person. So it's
no,
possible
no,
you
this
just
was
saw.
they mentioned the director's name, Brian.
Okay, well then, good.
So I mean, that's what I've been waiting for forever.
You and me both. The director usually takes like 5 years to finish a film, which always makes me laugh because like people freak out if I take like a year after a festival run to deliver a film, and I'm like, some people took a lot more.
And this year is going to be a big year for you because you got everything coming out along with who knows what. I mean, you must have like a suitcase full of other things you're going to be working on. You
Yes.
know,
Well, and that's it. Like that's always like the challenging part, right? Because it's a matter of having to make sure that what you're working on now is coming out there, but then also that you're working on stuff so that a year from now you have stuff coming out, and then a year after that you have stuff coming out. You know what I mean? So it really is like a whole process in and of itself just to stay busy and relevant.
I don't know where you find the time, Jess.
Well,
I mean, I know
sometimes
you
it takes
joking.
longer than others.
Yeah, I know you jokingly say you only sleep 3 hours a night, but still, it seems like with everything that you do, you don't have time to sleep 3 hours a night.
Well, I've been actually trying to sleep a little bit more than that as of late. So fingers crossed, only because I felt that I wanted to pay more attention to my health in 2017. So my goal, if you, we did a New Year's resolution goal in Scream Queen Stream, and one of mine is to try and get um, 6 hours of sleep 6 nights a week. So it's been challenging, but I'm trying. But that just means like, again, like it's just something I feel strongly is I have to start particularly being more careful of my health, because although I can push my body to the limits, I probably shouldn't do it so often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, we're
but
trying. And
yeah.
also like I
So
want to make sure that I can, not only be as active and energetic and do 50 billion things today, I want to make sure 20 years from now I have the same kind of go get 'em drive and physicality to keep up with it.
yeah, ain't that the truth? Uh, Along with Song of Solomon, you've got Mania. And I know you don't have a release date on that, but that's coming out sometime within
Yep,
the next year.
that'll come out. Yep.
You got Kill the PA, which is tell everyone what happened with Kill the PA.
Kill the PA is a passion project of mine. It's actually directed by one of my favorite humans, Aaron M. Lane. He came along with us as we drove across country filming two movies, Mania and Lilith, back to back in an RV filled with filmmakers. And then we filmed the entire process for making of documentary. And at first, it was supposed to just be like an actual documentary. However, after filming everything, we realized we just had so much good footage. We would be losing so much to try to tell it in a 2 hour narrative. So we actually combined it into a 24 episodic, 30-minute each episode. Well, approximately 30 minutes, right? Like, obviously, we're not like forcing it to be 30 minutes. And it's just this really powerful, true, honest look at the good, the bad, the ugly side of independent filmmaking. My goal is that it helps others. I feel like there's so much power in learning what works and what doesn't for other people. And I think it's really a unique kind of way to tell the story, you know, and you basically like you were with us on this journey. Nothing is censored, nothing is filtered. Everyone's exactly how they are in real life on the show. It's intense. It's heartbreaking at times. It's really hard for me to watch personally because it's just so close to my heart and I'm so close to the material. And there's moments where I don't look great in it. There's moments where nobody looks great in it. You know what I mean? We have to make a lot of hard choices when we make our films. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And it doesn't always feel great, but it's truthful, which I think is the most important part.
I love this. I love this idea because I mean, a lot we see a lot of stuff that it's supposed to look like it's behind the scenes, but we all know it's scripted. And this is just something that you guys did. This was supposed to be like either a documentary or kind of like an extra on on Mania. It's kind of like, hey, look at the behind the scenes thing. But now it's more, and that's special. It's going to be a good project when it comes out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, I don't want to say revolutionary, but I think it's definitely going to be a game changer. And like I said, I think it'll hopefully inspire others and have people, see what it's really like. It's not as glamorous, it's not as fun, but we still do it because we have this burning drive to tell stories. And I think that living in truth is the best way to do that, you know?
And so along with Kill the PA and Mania, you were filming Desolation, which is now Lilith,
Hmm.
and that comes out this year too,
Yes.
sometime.
Yeah, well, it's going to start festivals. I'm not sure if it'll be released this year. We are going to try to fast track the release
Okay,
because we don't intend to do as many festivals with it. Sometimes when you watch a movie, you're just like, it's a good movie, but it'll play better on VOD or on DVD than it would in a festival screening. I'm not one to believe that every one of my movies is a festival type of a movie. It takes a certain kind of film to resonate with a live audience and to be shown in a theatrical setting, in my humble opinion.
yeah. So I mean, if you have a festival near you, I mean, if you have a festival near you, ask them to show Desolate or Lilith,
Yes.
and in anything. What Song of Solomon? People need to see this movie.
Yes.
You
Oh, I
know,
completely agree. It's and also like if you like exorcism films like I do,
and
it's
I
so
do.
hard to find. Like there's not enough good ones that are made. There's just not. It's kind of like an underappreciated subgenre. And I understand because it's hard to do new stuff while still staying true to the subgenre. That being said, Stephen Biro is the man to do it. He has so much knowledge, history, and background in demonology and heaven and hell and all of the above that it was really fascinating to see him piece together this really original and fresh story.
And so, what projects do you have that you're going to be working on? I mean, I know, these are the ones. These are the ones that are possibly come. I mean, that have
Right.
like kind of a release.
Well, John E. Seymour is in post on Solitary Confinement, which you'll recognize Heather Dorf in that movie as well. I really love this movie. It's one that we all got to improv. It was shot in a really interesting way where it centers around a wealthy gentleman who finds these reality show contestants and they agree to be locked in solitary confinement for the opportunity to win a prize. So basically, how it was shot was that we were given a loose sort of character. Like we came up, we presented a character, and if we got the audition and we got the role, then our character was approved, and the director gave us like slight notes or tweaks on that, and then we would run through the actual process of joining basically this reality show just like you would in real life, like where you sit down and you meet them and they interview you, and we were given complete freedom to do whatever we wanted, whatever we felt our character would say and do. And then we were spent hours in this room where, again, we were told just to improv what we felt we would do on day 1, day 3, day 6. So I'm really excited to see how this project turns out, because it's just such a different way to film something, you know. It's really interesting. So I'm hoping for that one to come out this year. Besties is the next film that I'm going to direct, and that one is something that I'm really, really, really excited for. It's going to take me back down to my single for majorly shot in one room, which is what got me started in filmmaking with Truth or Dare. So I really enjoy that kind of challenge to keep a story interesting while living in the same space. Can both be an asset and a detriment. So I'm really excited for that challenge.
Truth or Dare was honestly one of my favorite Jessica Cameron movies, and you said it earlier. It's like Heather Dorff killed it in that movie.
Right. I'm
how
really,
many movies?
really, really blessed to have her in my life and in my films.
How many movies have you two made? I mean, you guys are the best of friends, and you guys have done quite a few movies together.
We haven't done enough. So. I'll say that there hasn't been enough.
But it's kind of great that you have that connection. You know,
I think so too. Especially we're both orphans, so it's nice that we have some sense of family. Because it can be really challenging when you're alone. You know, we've done. Let's see, we did the tour. Well, Intrusive Behavior was our first one, which is available on Amazon, I think. And then we did the tour in London, which is fantastic, and that's available on Screamfest YouTube. Then we did obviously Truth or Dare. We did Solitary Confinement, which is coming out. We did She's in an Ending with me, and then hopefully she'll be in Besties. In Besties, I wrote her a character that's very not like her. It's like the opposite of how Heather Dorff is in real life, so it'll be interesting. We're fighting over her hair color. I want her to go black. She wants to go brown black.
And then there's one more you didn't mention that you guys were in together, and it comes out next week on VOD.
Oh, Red Eye, of course. Oh my God, how could I forget Red Eye? Sorry. We spoke about it so much in the last hour, it just slipped my mind. My sincerest apologies. Red Eye, which is just done by the most lovely, talented, sweetheart friends of mine I could ever wish for, Tristan Clay and Destiny Orndorff. Wonderful human beings. Yeah. You're right. It releases next week on VOD, February 9th. So look for that everywhere. And I really think also like something else to keep in mind is that these kids are just a great example of what you can do when you have drive and passion.
Yeah, we had both of them on like way early before you were cast, before Heather was cast. You know, it was just kind of like they'd released a teaser trailer where Barbed Wire was like cutting through Destiny. You know, Destiny's arm or something like that. And I remember just going, this looks so cool. I'm going to send this to Kev. And Kev's like, oh, we need to get them on. And we got them on and we got to talk about it. And then like a week or two later, you guys were cast. And it's just great to see that movie just become what it was, because it's really good.
That is so amazing, right? I'm so impressed with them. And like I said, I literally, like, I sometimes bug Tristan just because I can. Because I'm like, hey, what's up? Let's talk. Let's hang out. You don't live here, but you should. When are you moving to LA? You should move to LA. Move to LA now. Please move. So fingers crossed he'll move eventually.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you got to get to something else, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I just want to say thank you again for doing this. I mean, you are one of my favorite guests.
Well, and it's always my pleasure, darling. Please, anytime, absolutely anytime, just let me know. And if I can make it work, I will be there. And who knows, maybe I'll see you at Crypticon this year.
Yeah. So where do you want people following you?
Oh, online? Please join me on social media, obviously. I am really active on Twitter, which I love, which is Jessica Cameron _. And then I'm also active on Facebook. The fan page is open. The regular page is sadly not. There's a 5,000 friend limit. I'm sorry. I have no control over it. And I think it's wrong to kick somebody off just to let somebody new on. unless that person deserves to be kicked off. Totally different story. And that is just look for actress Jessica Cameron. And then I'm also on Instagram under actress Jessica Cameron. And if you can't find any of those, or if you want to buy any merch, you can go to jessicacameron.com. There'll be links to the store there. There's a store page there, rather. And then also you can see all the links to the social media pages and my IMDb if you're wondering, hey, what's going on with that movie? Hey, what's going on there? Or like with me where I'm like, oh, I didn't know Utero was coming out. That's rad. Let me go and update IMDb.
So, yeah. So keep an eye out for Mania, Lilith, Song of Solomon. If you want them to have it at a festival near you, ask. You need to see these movies.
Exactly.
And for Jessica and Red Eye, definitely. If Red Eye is at a festival near you, check it out.
Week. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So am I. For Jessica Cameron, I am, of course, the 13th Wolfman, and as always, I'm on the prowl.